Okay, this is a busy week. It's Tuesday. We're trying to dig out. I'm going to show you my load of Uline packing supplies here in a minute. And then we're going to talk about and show the Jaunt 2018 Nebraska Jaunt haul video today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be adventurers. Dealer here again, Crazy Picker Life Tuesday edition. Show off the stuff day. So we got back into town on Saturday, late afternoon, and we were able to unpack and film some stuff that we picked up this last weekend in Nebraska at the Jaunt, the 15th annual Jaunt, and we unpacked all that. I also had a coupon from Uline Shipping Supplies that expired at the end of September that allowed us to get free shipping. Now we have to ship in a lot of our shipping supplies. I like to use new boxes in most cases. It presents our image as a good image. I mean, we buy and sell middle level and some high level camera stuff all over the world. I don't like to ship in boxes that are smelly, ratty, used, taped up 10 times, all that. Some things I do, bigger things, some of my general merchandise, if I don't have a box, etc. But we use Uline. I've used them for a long time. I used them in our family business in the 90s. I actually interviewed with them for a job in like 2003 or 4. It didn't go very well. Uline, you missed out on all this. Oh my goodness. So they sent a coupon. This is the first time I've ever seen it, where you get free freight, free shipping on supplies. Typically freight runs 25-30% of the order for us. On the order I'm about to show you, the freight would have been almost $400, and so we got that today. So I had to hide away all the stuff that we picked up last weekend and 2 weekends ago, and our trip to Denver. Our little area is suffering, but if you have the cash and you're ready for opportunities in business will be there to earn money on your cash. And so I bought these shipping supplies. I actually get a net 30 from Uline, so I don't have to pay for it in 30 days. But if you have the cash, that's no interest or whatever. If you have the cash, in this case, I'm saving $400 almost. So we got foam for some of our things that are heavier and need extra cushioning. I got 1,200 of our standard size boxes, which I'm going to pile mostly back in there somewhere. Guess we got some more rolls of paper. We got some tape. Got a few oddball size boxes. I got some more yellow totes. I bought 30 more totes that we are going to need. Part of moving out of the commercial location, that costs a lot of money to be in a commercial location. It wasn't why we moved, but living at home is not free. I mean, we still use more heat, more electricity. There's some costs in doing things like flooring that we had to install. There were some other electrical costs. We had to alter some rooms for offices. There's always costs, but as it sits right now, being at home is saving me about $1,000 a month over the other place. And so we're finally getting caught up in some of the things that we really need to do this business efficiently and without spiders. More spiders. I don't know what that was. Oh, they sent me some sort of chair with a tailgating thing. And then we got some bigger boxes. I still need some bigger boxes. And 12 rolls of bubble wrap. So it was 3 pallets. It wasn't super heavy stuff, but it takes up room on their truck. And lickety split, it's here. And I got to find a place to put this stuff. And I got to get it out of my way so I can get Kate taking some more pictures. It's just, it feels like it's a constant wheel turning. Okay, I'm gonna get my orders together. I'm gonna talk a little bit on the road about the junk jaunt, and then we'll roll the main body with Wheeler and I talking about the scores and the tragedies. No, not tragedies. The bad moves. A couple of bad moves in there. Lots of scores too. Back in a flash. Okay, 19 going out. Good follow-up day to yesterday. Whew. Got my buddy along today helping out. How you doing, Elizabeth?
Good.
Why are you making funny noises, faces?
Because.
Oh my gosh. So exciting, right? So I might have mentioned that I sold a printer out of the printer lot that I bought a month ago or a few weeks ago, whenever that was, a month ago. And it was 380 bucks. So that was one of the better Canon ones that I put up on Amazon. I don't have all those listed yet, and some of them don't list perfectly well because of restrictions and things like that. I may end up they're new in package. Some of them are a little chewed up. I might end up having to list some of them on Amazon, and they may or may not sell on there, and then I may have to put double them up and put them on eBay too, and see if I can get it snagged there. eBay, you don't get quite as much money on printers for whatever reason, but they do sell. There's people looking for them for sure. Okay, so let's talk briefly about the junk jaunt, and then I'll roll the main body of the video, and that'll be it for today. It's going to be a long video. I think you'll find it interesting. We have been going to the junk jaunt 6 out of the last 7 years is what we figured out, 5 in a row. And it is 300 miles of rummage sales basically, and some businesses and farms, and people come from a few states away to both buy and sell and set up on the roadside. We find some stuff there that we don't find anywhere else. We've been to probably 10 different states, and you know, we just find stuff there we don't find anywhere else. There's hardly any cell phone in certain areas. Some of these people have, you know, family generations of stuff that they unload. Every year it's good. Now we've been to one sale in Missouri, similar. We didn't like that as much. We've been to the Kansas version, and it's different, but we like that one. There are other ones around. In fact, there's a lot of them around. I'm assuming all of them are good, as long as you put in the mileage and really look for what you're looking for and talk to people and be there with the money, and you know what you're buying, look some things up, whatever it takes. I think there's good stuff to be found. We like this because we get out of the office. We like it because we find things we never find. We like it because all kinds of stuff is in one location. We have our way that we've developed about going about it and finding really good things. And so every year it's pretty much a success. Tomorrow's show, I'm going to go over the dollars and cents and time and expenses and all the stuff that that surrounds a trip like that. Yeah, buddy.
There's the guy.
There goes the guy. It's one of the guys that gets around all over town every day and exercises on his cool pedal bike, right? So that's why we go. We were out there from Wednesday. We did some picking from some people that we haven't picked on in Kansas all the way up to Nebraska on Wednesday. We were out looking at stuff on Thursday, which is the day before it's officially open. We were there Friday for a full day, and we were there Saturday morning. We did some picking in Grand Island, Nebraska. They have a bunch of nice stores downtown. We hit a few other rummage sales in the Grand Island area. Every single day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we spent money, and every single day we found some really good items. Okay, so I'm at the post office to drop off my packages for today. Without further ado, here's the video. There's Wheeler back from the Nebraska junk jaunt.
Yeah, I look and feel very vibrant, right? That's how the intro's supposed to go.
And here's Dealer back from the Nebraska junk jaunt. Now it's Saturday night. Mm-hmm. We just drove 3.5 hours or whatever back from Grand Island, Nebraska, back home. We got home, had some pizza, and unpacked. We're fresh.
Yeah, it's funny. Every time you come back from like one of these big picking trips, you think, oh man, once you're back, it's time to lay back and relax. And no, not really.
No, we unpacked everything. Well, here's the deal. On Saturday, we got to get ourselves ready for Monday.
Yeah.
The last time I checked, I think we have 45 orders for Monday. None of those will get packed today. That'll be Monday. But if we don't answer questions, if we don't unpack and repack this stuff, and if we don't print invoices, we're going to be in a world of pain on Monday.
Yep. Not a lot of time for relaxing. You got to roll right back into the crazy picker life once you're done with the picking trip.
That's right. So what we want to do here, I'm going to do some other things about the Nebraska 2018 junk jaunt. We went up Wednesday night, picked on the way Wednesday, Thursday picking, Friday picking, a little bit of Saturday picking, and here we are. I don't know how many tablefuls we're going to have here, at least 2, and we laid out a bunch of stuff. Let's look at some of the stuff that we found. First of all, do you think we had a successful trip?
I think so. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That doesn't sound 100%.
Well, I'm looking at some of these great items here, and I'm just really excited, so I'm focused on those.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because last night, you guys fell asleep a little bit earlier. I was still watching Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And when I went to sleep, I sat there and I tried to add up the profit of all the items I could remember in my head. And by the time I was done adding up profits, I must have been happy enough because I fell right asleep.
Like counting sheep.
It was like counting stuff. Okay, so
moldy sheep.
There's stuff all over that we don't have on the table yet. This is table number 1, and we're just going to start talking about some of this stuff. So what do we have on the end here? Maybe start with a few of the general items, and then I know you've got a metal type situation there, some watches, camera stuff. What do you want to point at?
Well, I'll just start with this thing right here. We didn't obviously get on camera or anything, but we bought this box of watches, and you think, Wheeler, Dealer, crazy picker life, what's happening with the watches?
Yeah, why are we buying more watches? We've got a tote somewhere. In fact, I know where it is. It's in the back room. It's got like 200, 300, 400 watches in it that we will never get to.
Well, the watch story could be expanded a lot more. I'm not going to go there right now. What exactly happened? It's exactly the same as when you start with any new niche. I tried to combine the two right there. But anyway, when you start with something new and you have a lot of money and you have a lot of experience buying other stuff, you tend to just buy a ton of it. That's what happened with watches, and here we are now with a bunch of inexpensive watches and then still more out there to buy. And we're in a bit of a pickle.
Well, okay, so we went out on this trip, first of all, just with the idea of having fun, because we have plenty of stuff to list. I wanted to get some things I like to list, and when we go to Nebraska, out where stuff never really moves away from out there unless somebody comes and buys it and moves it out, we find old watches. We didn't spend a lot on the watches, and you upped your game a little and only picked up the good ones, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So we're not going to talk about too many of these from the standpoint of what they're going to go for. Know that the watch market is tough to work with, but the returns on some of them can be insane.
Oh yeah, and that's for sure. And I'm going to say that I've changed what I'm looking for in watches a lot more. I'm only buying working watches unless it's over this super crazy price point. And I'm only buying watches that I want to work on and have a really desirable aspect to them compared to some others.
So, and the other aspect that I'm hoping is we're going to list them sometime. Yep. We must list them. Okay, do you want to show any off there?
Yeah, I'll definitely show off a few, and I want to tell the story about this one here briefly. We saw this big box of watches at the sale. I saw, whoa, there's actually some really cool ones in here. I started picking them out. It said $2 all on there, which, I mean, I figured maybe that meant $2 for all, but that seemed kind of unrealistic. This other guy...
$2 for how many watches?
Probably 30.
Okay, that's insane.
Yep. And this other guy kind of browsing the sale, or maybe he was a helper there. I don't know exactly, but he said, oh, that's probably $2 each or something. He kind of jeered at me a little bit when I said $2 for all to a dealer or something like that.
Well, we thought it maybe was $2 and then the name on there might have been Al.
Yeah, that could be.
We didn't know, but anyway, what happened?
So I put aside this little pile of watches. The main guy comes out, the guy who's actually the negotiation. I said, I have this pile of watches. How much do you want for them? He said, oh, it's $2 for all.
So then we took them.
Took them all.
Okay, so there's junk in there.
There is a bit, yep.
But there's 2 or 3 that are, what, $100 watches?
Yeah, there's some really, really interesting ones in here. This one's probably...
Show us that one only.
That's probably the most historical interest. That is a World War I trench watch. It's a converted pocket watch. It's in really poor shape, so it kind of goes against my thing. Like, I'm not buying broken watches, but that's from World War I.
Okay, so do you want to bring that up here? Okay, so... This is a very small pocket watch. They used to carry it in their pocket. When World War I came, they changed over to wrist watches, which used to be just women's, right?
Exactly. It was a fashion accessory.
Okay, it was fashion. But in World War I, they took the pocket watch, they wrapped something like this thing around it.
Well,
right?
That's a shrapnel shield on the outside.
Shrapnel shield.
Yep.
And they attached it to a band, and these are pretty much the first men's watches.
Yes.
And that would be like the late teens. So this is 100 years old.
Exactly.
And it's cool.
Yeah, not in great shape. The hands are falling off, but basically they'd weld these little wire lugs onto a pocket watch case, and then the shrapnel guard is actually an afterthought that a lot of them put on there to protect obviously from shrapnel. I was seeing some on eBay listed and sold for like 100 to 140 just for the shrapnel guards. I don't even know exactly if that's going to be that or not, but either way, that's a really cool piece.
We don't find them. Nobody finds those. That's a hard thing to find.
That's one thing I've been looking for since we started. The hands, like I said, are all poor shape, but look at it.
To find that in a $2 box is pretty insane.
Pretty insane.
Okay, do you have one more in there you want to point out maybe?
Yes. Well, I actually have a chronograph here. First one we ever found, also in really poor shape.
What's a chronograph?
Chronograph is a timer of sorts, which this one's an inexpensive one, but also one that I've been looking for years and years. Never seen one.
And all chronographs are good?
All chronographs are worth big money. The cheap ones are a little bit to the cheaper side, but there's not a lot of cheap chronographs.
So
even a lot more moving parts.
So even modern ones?
Oh, modern ones
so all
ridiculous.
of them are good. Mm-hmm. How old's that one?
Probably 1940s or 50s. Okay. There's one there cheapening them up and everything.
Right. And then we got like some interesting Western ties. We got some other little goober things. There was a silver chain in there.
There it is. We don't deal in jewelry, but that is sterling silver, as marked. Surprising.
So really, so the $2 box is a great return for us. Of course, we have to do the processing. Talk about this metal.
This is an 1887 Cabinet Photographers Award from the Chicago.
1887.
Yeah, from the Photographers Association of America. So there's a photo show in Chicago in 1887, the 8th annual convention, Chicago.
Okay, so it's got a guy's name on there. Now, in 1887, which is 130 plus years ago, 500 people went to Chicago to meet about cameras. And they gave some awards. And this is one of them. And we're able to trace this guy's name, and he came up with some photo stuff, and he's a minor player in the history of photography.
But he did win the bronze medal in 1887 for cabinet photographs.
Right. So these are rare.
Very rare.
And they're interesting. It's a coin put on a medal, and it's got his name on the top there?
On the back here. It's H.M. Wade.
And it was $100, and I gave it to you as a gift for doing good camera work.
It's pretty awesome
because you'll never find another one, and you're worth it.
Yep.
So there it is.
So looking in the Photographic Times, which was a photographic publication that ran from like 1870 to whatever, they had the names of all the guys who got this award. They gave out a diamond award, they gave out a gold award, a silver award, and a bronze award. In this category, they had 10 of those. That's 1 of 10. So very cool.
And so you were able to go on Google Docs.
Google I don't even know. Google Books, I think, is the archive. I don't know the exact archive, but they have an archive of stuff.
But we were able to verify it and do a little research on it. You probably do a little more in your free time.
Yep.
So it's a really neat piece.
It is.
I don't know.
It's also in very nice shape, which is surprising for the age.
It's really fragile on the top there.
Yep. I'll have to try to carefully clean it up a little bit and then put in some sort of protector at some point, for sure.
Your brother Banana Peeler, who went with us, is a little jealous because he didn't get a prize.
Yeah.
He didn't get an award.
Oh
well, we'll
next
get it.
time maybe.
I told him I'd get him a coffee tomorrow.
I
couldn't find him anything.
Yep.
Okay, so we got some camera stuff, some SLRs, some decent lenses, some decent point and clicks. Is that what we call them?
Point and shoots.
Point and shoots. We got some things like cameras for $1 and $1 and $1, which will lot up and will sell very well. Good return on money. Did you want to talk about any of these? What are those?
Well, I was going to talk in general about the cameras that we find in Nebraska as opposed to anywhere else.
A1s.
A1s.
Buy 100 of them if I'd find them.
Very good. The A1s are on a super spike right now. I think they're about ready to go down, but for right now they're up, so I've been looking for them everywhere.
Canon AE1s.
Hard to find. But anyway,
not that hard
to find. They made a lot of them, but they're super desirable. Okay. So anyway, cameras in Nebraska, what we're shopping for when we have unlimited cameras is cameras that I haven't seen before, cameras that are really oddball, and cameras that you just don't find.
And cameras you want to list.
Exactly.
And are super high profit.
Oh yeah.
So give us an example of one you've never seen before.
Well, I have this really cool Canon poster on my wall from the 1990s that shows every single Canon model of camera, and I noticed, okay, I can identify all of those except for this one and that one. I probably had 2, but this one was one of those. The Canon MC. Look at that.
I might get focus here.
It's a really poor shape, but extremely rare. Very cool. Never seen one in 8 years or something.
Okay,
like that.
so poor shape, but if it wasn't, the battery compartment's in poor shape. If it wasn't, it's let's say 200 or more, right?
Exactly.
In poor shape, somebody will use it as parts. It's still.
I'm pretty sure I can get it working. It's gonna take 30 minutes or something.
At $3.
Yep.
The return on investment is insane. It'll be 30, 40, 50 times our money.
Yep. It works well mechanically, but the electronics are.
Right.
We'll have to see.
So Canon made some obscure higher end point and shoots.
Mainly for the Japanese market. A few of them made them over here, and there one of them is.
Yeah, and those are some of the things that we picked up were some good point and shoots. Point and shoots from the 90s, the top end ones range not retail, but we're able to resell those, test it a little bit. From 100 up to some of the scarce ones are almost 1,000, aren't they?
Oh yeah, like the Zeiss Icon, some of the really high-end Nikons, the 28 Ti, 35 Ti, just really the ones that are expensive at the time, but didn't sell like super crazy because nobody wanted expensive porn at the time. So now they're really rare and
collectible.
People want them.
Collectible.
Yep. Collectible combined with really nice cameras.
And they're people that are now in their 40s and 50s and slowing down and collecting stuff.
Yep.
And so we've got some good ones here that are certainly, we never paid too much for them, but we have some that are over $100 here. Those are good. Those are good for us. Yeah, and I'd kind of like to show this trend right here is the door trend on cameras. It's not like this was popular in the 80s at all, was it? The slide side.
The slide side.
So is that 80s or 90s?
Late 80s, yep.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yep, 1986 to 91 or something.
Did you want to talk about the Canon A1s or anything
like that? Canon A1s are good. I mean, everybody knows that. And
then we got some other just mishmash back there.
We have a box Spartus, which was really cool because you rarely ever see the boxes for those. I mean, just some oddball lenses that you don't really see. I mean, it's just stuff you'll only find in Nebraska. Like, this is practically a barn find camera. Wow. It's all rusty. It's been practically submerged, but the lens on there is really rare. I'm going to take a little bit of time, try to clean it up, and get some money for that. Yeah, it's an $80 or $100 lens. The camera still works somehow. Not very well, but it works after whatever's happened to it there. Okay, I'm going to switch gears. Yep. And Wheeler's going to look at something down there for a minute. Yep. Okay, so I bought one of these trailers that was a piece of junk a while back. In fact, where is it? It's not a piece of junk, but it's rough.
and it's still listed. It's heavy. That's going to go pretty well. Here I bought a really nice Nylint motor mobile home. I paid a little too much for that. Here's the deal with this. This one's in good shape. They sell all the way up to almost $300, and this one is probably in the same range as the ones that are selling for $250 plus shipping. The problem is those have furniture and this one doesn't. So all the little pieces of furniture that came with this thing are missing on this one. So even though it's a 9 out of 10, no furniture means this will sell somewhere between $150 and $200 pretty easy plus shipping. Hopefully closer to $200. I paid $125. So that is not a good buy, but I do like it. So whatever. Boat, you know, it's got the green. I had a brass one of these once. Green and red, these are all good. Didn't pay much for that. It's funny, there's not many boats out here, although there is a little bit up here. Planes again, planes on stands. The collector market is good. I think I paid 15 or 10 for that. The boat thing, I paid probably 10 for that. Nope, more watches. Okay. What the heck is that?
Oh, I don't know exactly. I put it out. It's kind of steaming up like crazy.
Yeah, you're not supposed to breathe in there. Didn't you read the instructions?
No, I'm not breathing in there. It's pretty weird.
No, you are breathing. Where do you think the moisture's coming
Just
from?
from my breath, it comes out both.
Your eyes? It says right on here.
Oh, I didn't read it.
Place face mask on face so bottom edge rests just below nose. Form a snug fit. Do not breathe through nose when wearing mask.
I'm not very good at that, apparently.
Anyway, this is cool. It is. Didn't pay much for it. It's a real vintage face mask, high consumer level, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, more watches. Okay, so let me set this up. Did we get these all at the same place?
Yep.
$30, right?
Yep.
Okay, so this was at a popcorn and honey stand.
Yep.
In the middle of a fairgrounds. He had some things for sale. The popcorn stand was called Gold Dust.
Something like that, yeah.
Gold Dust Popcorn. And Wheeler comes running back to me and BP and he says, I got it, I got it, I got gold, I got the gold watch.
Struck gold.
Ooh, I struck gold. Yeah. So $30, what do we have here?
Well, we have some pretty decent watches. Those two are really decent non-gold watches. This is just kind of an average one, but it was working well. I'm only buying working watches, so I threw that one in there. This right here is the gold one. They have this cheap, stupid Walmart strap on there for some reason, because I decided to put random straps on them. But this is a Lord Elgin, and the deal with gold watches is you always have to read the back of them. Some of them will say 10K gold plated, some will say 14K gold plated, some will say 14 karat rolled gold plate, and so on. I mean, gold filled. This one says gold apex, which means it's the, what do you call it? The
pinnacle.
Hallmark. It's the hallmark, meaning that it is solid gold.
It's the planet of
14 karat.
Planet of the apex.
Gold.
Planet of the apex.
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, but 14 karat solid gold.
We weighed it.
To know.
We weighed it, right?
No.
Oh.
I just know how much it weighs.
So gold value is like $400.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get 400 or more for that. The other ones probably are worth 25, right?
Yeah. No, they aren't worth that. I'm joking. I'm joking.
So anyway, take 30 divided by 4. That's 750, I think. 750 should be $400 or more.
This one's got the cool pierce through lugs. I believe it's a 1955 or 56. This is a bull of a president, so they're not all bad.
Okay.
They're all good.
Then we bought, I don't know, 30, 40 belt buckles. Average buy of probably $5, ranging from, I think I've got some of them for $1, and I think we paid as much as 8, maybe 10 for a few of them. That's a nice one, Kenworth. That's like a custom one. Someplace in Colorado makes those, and when you look up the brand, all of them are nice and super expensive, all the way up to $150. That is probably not $150, but it's somewhere between $50 and $150. Got good ones like any Jeep one for wheeling is typically good. Camera ones are scarce and pretty good.
Big thick Winnebago one right there. I like that one.
Camping ones, Goodyear ones from the 70s can be good. I mean, we got pigs,
Pretty
all
good.
brass. These are, the bottom line with these is these are mostly 70s and 80s with good subject matter. And what's good subject matter? Well, good subject matter is what people will buy, and that's what we've honed our skills to. This one's really interesting just because it's so long, but this is
Form factor.
Farmers Mutual Hail Insurance Company out of Iowa from the 70s. So anyway, Banana Peeler will list these. He had a hand in helping pick these out. I think we probably have a few more to show off, but we always find good. There's an old 70s Minnesota Vikings. It's kind of a enamel. That's really kind of neat. Weird back on it, but
I'll spot the one in there. Oh, wait, there it is. We learned what German silver means.
okay, German silver.
Like fool's gold, except for silver, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's a mix of nickel and a couple other metals that make it look like silver, but it's actually not. Don't know where the word came about, but there it is on the back of it.
Some of these actually are silver, but you know, okay, so here's what we did. I had Banana Peeler divide these into 3 groups at the hotel. He divided them into 20 or under, 20 to 30, and 30 or higher. The biggest group that we had by far was the $20 to $30, what they have sold for. There were, I don't know, 10-15% of them were below 20, and then probably 10-15% were above 30. So these are really good ones. You'll have to take my word for it. We sell a lot of belt buckles. We probably have 200 in stock right now, and this will boost that a little bit. Okay, Cool Bank. The Commerce Bank up there in Nebraska. Spaceship, moon. You put a coin on the spaceship, it shoots into the...
Well, the name is there. I thought it was right below Commerce Bank, but must be on the other side there. It is the Strato Bank.
Strato Bank.
Yep.
Paid $30 or $30, I think. And it'll go, they go all over the map from 50 if people put it at auction all the way up to 150. So, you know, we'll get somewhere in between of that. Strange 80s or 70s, late 70s electronic game. Good battery compartment. I don't know what that one is. Merlin. Good battery compartment, split second, good battery department. 555, I think, is what I paid for those. Maybe a little better. Base station. I don't know what brand this is.
Robin. R-O-B-Y-N.
R-O-B-Y-N. We looked it up. It's pretty good. It's a, well, there's some more stuff on it.
CB base station. Roy,
Robin. It's a tube base station, tube CB base station type thing, and most of them will sell parts or repair. They sell pretty good. I paid 10 for that. I got another one a couple weeks ago, same thing. These are always good if you can get them for the right money. What's this thing?
It's a Shure wireless microphone system. It originally had like one of those just standard type cardioid microphones along with it, so it doesn't have that, but other than that it's pretty complete.
So is it a farming thing?
I'm not sure. You can see what they show on the user manual there. It's more just like singing slash, I mean, it's a wireless PA maybe system, something like that.
Paid what, 15?
Use it for whatever you want.
15 or 20?
15.
And the pieces as replacement pieces sell really well.
Yeah, well, everything without the microphone.
It's a mid-level, I think.
It is. It's mid-higher end.
Okay, so we picked that up at a farm. Okay, now this is a Duquesne. Duquesne makes high-level industrial stuff, commercial stuff. I don't have the model number on this, but I pretty much narrowed it down. It's a loudspeaker of sorts. Paid $10. You can look up Duquesne. There's one that sold a pair of these for I think $700 or $800. I've had one of these in the past that sold for $900. That was a better brand. This still, for audiophiles, people that want to start their own fairgrounds, I don't know what the heck they use them for, but I paid 10, and I'm going to do really well on that, even for parts. And there's not much that can go wrong. It needs a minor cleanup. $10.
Yep.
I have a bunch of these, and we went back to the same place, and the guy had one more. I think I paid
on the background
$7.50. I paid probably $10 each or a little less for those. I sold one of those for $80 so far. I probably need to get down to the $50 or $60 sweet spot each, but those are really good money. Paid $30 for the Wagner Lockheed brake products. It works. The guy said it kept time. I hope it keeps time. If it doesn't, whatever. I paid 30. Any clock like this is a good clock that has any sort of theme that's decent. Okay, let's go to the back room for 1 minute. And we got some other items back here, just a couple. I couldn't fit them here. One is this vintage Peterbilt. Anything Peterbilt seems to be pretty good. This is a bug guard, grill guard, what we call it.
Something like that, yeah. Bug shield.
And so it's in good shape. It's really high quality material. It's gotta stay in there for the weather, the sun, and the rain and all that. It could use a little bit of cleanup. I paid $5. I think we'll do real well on that thing. People like vintage stuff like that. Somebody might put that on their truck. They might put it on their wall. Who knows?
People still drive the old trucks, the 80s and whatever, and they want to have it complete, and that's...
And this is a Pool Light,
correct.
Miller Lite, Pool Light, Miller Lite beer. It is in probably 8.5 condition out of 10. It's in really good condition. The guy wanted 100. I said 60. We settled on 70. You can look these up. You can sell these out for cheap if you want. I get $2.50 or more plus shipping for these almost every time, unless they're like smoked up or broken up. I had the ability to buy another one. I just did not have the room, and it had one panel was super bleached out and smoky. He wanted $80, and so I said I just passed on it. But I bought 2 of these in Nebraska last year and sold the lesser one for close to $200 plus shipping, and the better one for over $250 plus shipping. They are a pain to ship. I've done it so many times that it's a no-brainer. This one happens to be a hardwire, so if you do want to test it, that's a little tricky, but I've done it.
If you're really crazy, I mean, you probably just put it a surge protector turned off, put the prongs in there, and turn it on and see if it works.
We did not recommend that you do that.
I'm just saying that's not a...
Oh yeah, we find ways to test it. Okay, let us change over. We'll get more. Okay, round 2, we were able to fit all the stuff on here.
Yeah.
I think there might be a few things that I don't remember where I put them or whatever, but this is the rest of it. We certainly were selective. We got a dartboard back there that we're going to play with. So here's a stack of 4 speakers, Speakercraft AIM7 II. And these would be given, I believe, to a custom shop that does like home audio. And so they're sold, I don't know, by the pallet or in a package or something like that. And these are extras. I paid, I think, $50 for 4 of them. And then I had them throw in these headphones, which I haven't even taken out. Headphones may be worth nothing. They may be worth up to, say, $25 plus shipping, depending on condition. These speakers go pretty well.
Home theater in-ceiling speakers, so yeah, definitely.
They're new in there. I guess they were displayed, but 2 of them at least are like brand new.
Yeah, they're pretty mint.
And then the other ones are new, but maybe have been half or all out of box. They should be 30, 50 or more each, whatever.
Yeah, could be more.
Bluebird, I just grabbed it with some other stuff. I think I paid $4 to $5 or $6.
Oh, it's a chain guard. I just realized what that is exactly.
It's a chain guard. It's a piece on a bike that gets busted up. It's from the
70s.
Bike from the 70s, whatever.
Yeah.
Not
80s,
the best.
Not
the best buy. Like this plain. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. Paid $2.
Yeah.
It's going to be flowing off the roof.
First, I was wondering, like, oh man, that extra long tail now it used to be a biplane.
It was a biplane. He didn't have the other piece, unfortunately.
Yep.
Not every buy is a good buy, but I bought a couple other things with this for a few more bucks that are really good pieces. A couple of narrow bridge signs. Narrow bridge that way. And that one's more of a diagonal the way it sits. This one, I guess they're both diagonal.
Yeah.
Different font.
Yep, different font, different sizing.
Embossed. Bridge signs are scarcer than stop signs, even the embossed ones. Most things bridge, especially embossed, are good. I paid $35 each. Easy to ship from you're not going to get damage. These should go really well.
Yep.
Camera stuff.
More
Wheeler.
camera stuff.
That's pretty neat.
That was pretty cool. It's a Babette camera. You find some sort of like it. They were there's like a little TLR camera and some other ones. They weren't all dime store cameras, but this one was.
Toy camera?
Yeah. Well, not a toy camera. You can shoot actual film, and we'll take actual photos. Now, those photos may be very poor in quality.
So it's very, very fragile.
Yes, very, very fragile. And most of these are broken.
Colorful, and collectible.
Yep, made in Hong Kong from the 1960s.
More camera stuff. Now, we didn't go out looking for camera stuff, but we bought all the stuff that fit our call list.
Yeah.
But on our way to the junk jaunt, we took a longer path, and part of what we do there is we check in with people that we've always known in these small towns and see if they've collected some stuff for us. And one guy, I think we spent $400. Some of it was belt buckles. I think we spent $200 on cameras and got really good bread and butter. Is that right?
Yep, $275 total. It was $225 and then $50.
Oh yeah,
that one's there.
Yeah, and what's that big one?
It's just a big old mirror lens. This one's kind of an oddball one because it's got the teleconverter built in the back, and I just really like the solidity of it there. You don't find a lot quite that solid. This is probably early 60s as opposed to late 70s or 70s, whatever, as you usually find those. So that one's a little more solid. And
you guys were stalemated. You were at 200, he was at 225, and I came in as the good cop or whatever, and closed it with the big lens.
And of course the crazy thing is he had this one priced at $155.
And that's kind of funny because I said, okay, you were at 200 and he said I'm at 225. You both were bucking heads. And not in a mean way, just stalemate.
Oh yeah.
And we had talked earlier that you might want that for $50 because we can probably sell it for, I don't know, if it cleans up, what, 150?
125, yeah, somewhere.
125.
Yep, 150.
So,
somewhere right in there at least.
So it was marked 155 or whatever, and I said, we'll do the 225 if you throw that in for 50.
We know this guy. We know he's had this stuff for probably 20 years. I mean, just saying. And
it was there 3-4 years ago when we went.
Yeah.
And so he looks at it and he goes, oh wait, I don't know how this one doesn't have a basis, a key code or something like that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Might have been joking with us. Whatever he was doing there, it worked.
So overall, this is good stuff for us.
Yeah, and some really good pieces. I mean, the ST705 doesn't look like anything special. It's locking M42 screw mount. So oddball things like that are what we're looking for on the junk jaunt. There one of them is. We have a really good Honeywell Pentax macro lens. As you keep extending it, it keeps going.
It's almost longer than the lens itself.
Basically, we're taking very close-up photos of things, which is obviously useful. And then we have a K1000 SE with the brown leather coating as opposed to the normal one there. It has some other special features on it. But that's better than the standard one and a very good camera.
So his stuff was priced up a little bit, but for the most part, clean, good quality.
Good quality and some oddball stuff.
This was in Russell, Kansas. If you ever get to Russell, Kansas, this guy has a lot of military stuff. He has a lot of I wouldn't call it expensive stuff, but mid-range stuff. Quality stuff from the 50s and earlier. Really cool stuff.
Yep.
And he won't be there forever. So
not open all the time either.
Downtown Russell, Kansas. Okay, so right off the bat, let's do this. So I see this submarine, and I'm after a full day of picking on Friday. We've had a couple days on the road, and I see this thing, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen this submarine before. I fell in love with it. That was a problem. She had it marked 100, and she goes, I'll take 70 or 75. I can't remember. Probably 75. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is really cool. What I should have noted is that it's steel and not tin.
Ah, I didn't even know that. I've never handled it.
I wound it up. It works. I mean, these little fins go. The rudder goes. I've never seen one. It's got a cool name on it. I'm like, this thing's got to be $200. And I think I know toys. And it just was a timing thing. It's worth $50. I paid 70. Paid 75. And I was so surprised when I looked it up. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm probably just going to keep that. Yep. Because it's so cool.
It is pretty cool. It has a bunch of stuff in there, like dirt or something. Not sure exactly.
Who knows? So frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do make a mistake once in a while. I make it back, but there it is.
What's the name on there?
Okay, we got a cool little calculator we paid $1 for or less. We got an interesting little 1986 traveling demo derby game with this little magnetic demo derby things and everything. I don't know what that'll go for, but I paid $1 or $2, $1.50. AAA National Award, license plate topper, really nice condition. Not super old, but maybe 70s, maybe 60s. He had a Mark 50. Got that for $25. That'll go pretty well. More belt buckles. If you can ever pick up these bubbly compass things, these are always good. They're better if they're new in box, but I paid $1.50 for this. That'll go really well. Cyclops light. Just loved it. Fell in love with it. It's a spotlight of sorts. Got a really nice lens on it. It looks like an egg. It's got a pull cord and a cool clamp. Where's the pull cord? You can kind of see it down there. It's all adjustable. Paid, I think, $10 for that. An old mouse for the old PCs. Needs a little work. Paid $1 for that. This is cool. I bought that other discus a month or so back, or I don't know, a while back. This one is a high school.
That's cool.
It's brass or metal and wood, so it goes back quite a ways. That's neat. Paid, I don't remember.
Well, the cast iron ones are the big deal on those, but
Mark 15 paid 10. And one of the parties there did not want to let it go for that, and the other did, so whatever. Electric cable car, again, I thought this was super cool. Cosmo, I'm like, wow, I've never seen one of these electric cable cars new in there. That's actually tons better than this, since I paid $2 for that. It may go for 30, 40, 50. Darn it.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a cable car. You just got to run it. An old 1958 railroad calendar. I'm not going to flatten it out here. What do we got here, dealer?
Dealer. Oh, man. Well, there's a confusion.
Well, this I paid $5 or less, and it's pretty good.
Man, people confuse us in real life.
Yeah, hold that up. GM emission system.
Yeah, MPSI ProLink is a system that uses these cartridges that actually clip on the bottom there to do various different types of diagnostic work, that kind of stuff.
For automobiles. So it's a secondary unit, somebody that's doing work out of a garage or working on old cars. What did we pay? Less than 20?
Yeah, I think it was 20 flat. Had to call the guy.
Should go good.
Get it. Yep, should go pretty good. Cartridges go well. The thing goes pretty well. Fairly high end and working.
Some Dinky toys. Dinky, is that the one out of England? No, it's I can't think of it. I don't know.
It's Tootsie Toy.
No, this one's out. There's 3 or 4 buses.
Yeah.
That are I believe Matchbox. I can't think of it, but anyway, they're in the lot. Those will go pretty good. I paid $4 for the bag. An old plane. Planes are usually good. That one's not so great. Didn't pay a whole lot. Another tin toy. This is a clock. It's an owl. It's tin. It's made in Japan. It's a bank as well. Paid $5. It says 10. The eyes move back and forth when you put a coin in there. I don't know if it works. It's just too cool to pass up. Another topper, sort of like the AAA, much lighter weight. I got it in a lot. I paid less than 10. I can't remember. I got this thrown in. It's just a cosmetic thing, but I thought it was kind of old and neat looking. It's like a lady's cosmetic thing.
I just realized all these camera brushes we find in camera case. I already knew it. I thought it was some sort of like whatever brush. It's a makeup brush, and somebody was trying to get $15 for one of them. I throw them out all day long. Like, I just find hundreds of these things. So I wonder if they're worth it. But
well, maybe in a lot. That I didn't pay anything.
It's pretty random. I know I've probably thrown out 100 over the last year.
Van, Wheeler picked that up. I don't know if we paid $5. I think we allotted it, so we probably paid a little bit less. It's got the, these vans are cool in real life, and this one's got the bubble window in the back. It's
RTL Erdl.
Yeah, Erdl.
1986.
Made in Iowa, so pretty good shape. Those go pretty well. Got the door in the back that flops open. Lots of tin toys. You can see 25 cents, 50 cents. Some other toys, 25 cents on a beat up. These were $5 each with book. Funny, this one's in shrink. It goes for maybe 20, free shipping. This one's all in there. This Piper goes for a lot more. It's by Aurora. It's fairly old. That one goes for a bunch. It was $5. Dealer promo cars. I am paying probably an average of Well, a range from, let's say, $8 to $20 for these.
I really like that one. That's actually cool. I didn't see it before.
Yeah, it's missing a wheel. We got that for
that's how old it is.
half price.
It's
and
a 59 or something.
Tin tractor, and that one was $2. The Mercedes, that's all roached out. Some of these will go for $35. Some of these will go for $40, $50, and maybe even $60. The dealer promo cars have the information on the bottom. If you don't know, they look like models. And then some of them don't have, you know, this one has both. It has information, and then you'll usually have 2 screws there, 2 screws there. Another giveaway is a lot of them will have license plates with dates. And so there's a couple Cadillacs here, some Ford Galaxies, a few other brands. Nice cars. I picked most of those up. I do really well on those. Another barn light. It's porcelain. I don't remember what I paid. I really don't. Picked it up somewhere along the way.
It's metal. That's cool.
Yeah, that one's metal. They do make metal and friction ones that are a little bit different as well. Good Schlitz light. Gonna have to get it working. It's got a barrel that spins. That particular light is not rare, but right now there's none in that configuration listed. Should do all right. I think it bundled in for probably $40. We sold a bunch of these farm country buildings in a lot a while back that go really well. This is one of the larger deluxe sets, and it has all the animals, and I don't think it's complete, but
nearly
it's
complete.
Pretty darn close. I got it for $3. That should sell really well.
Yep.
Don't see those very often.
Budweiser sign, that's probably 50s or something.
Yeah,
earlier.
it's a part of it here. It's a topper for a cash register, and it lights, but it needs a little help. I don't know if that's going to work. Here's the piece. I'm not going to take it out, but I think I got that for 15. And those toppers can range all over the map. I've had some hams ones that go for closer to 200, even in rough condition. This one's rough. I just couldn't leave it behind. I don't know how well we'll do on that. Okay, so here's another. We had the watch. That's a super score. We had the bullhorn speaker. That was a super score.
Yep.
What else? We've had some good camera stuff. We've had a lot of medium scores. Here's a huge score.
Yeah.
This is Vantage View Precision Weather Station. It says Davis there. There's the WeatherLink thing with the little dongle in it. Sealed and packaged. There's the dongle. This thing has never been used. It's in there.
Brand new in the original bags. I mean, it's pretty much sealed in there.
So we show up to this little town of like 150 people. This lady is back a couple streets. All of her stuff together in a rummage sale probably doesn't sell for more than $50. She probably has 600 items laid out. It's all garbage.
Yep.
She's obviously
those nickel dime 25-cent sale type things.
Had a horse trailer, just bought some stuff down there. We asked her about this. She's like, oh, it's all there. Didn't ask a lot of questions about it. She didn't know anything about it. We opened it up, looked. There were other people that were like looking all over us. And I asked her what she wants. She just played the game of like make an offer. And I went through my head a little bit, and I said, all right, I probably could offer her $20.
Or 10.
I think I could have offered her $20, and she would have either accepted it or she would have countered with something like 30. She didn't want anything for it. She just wanted to sell it. She probably had made $10 the last 2 days out there. And so I'm like, okay, the main base unit's going to sell for $250. That thing sells on Amazon for $130 right now, sealed like that. I don't know if I can sell it. It might be an item that you got to be a dealer. I don't know.
It actually seemed to go better even on eBay, so it probably isn't.
It doesn't matter. The whole thing we're going to sell for $300 or more. I wasn't going to give her $150 or something like that, but I didn't give her $20. I offered her $50. She accepted it within 1 second.
Enthusiasm, yeah, for sure.
She was super happy, super happy, and obviously it's a score. So whatever you think about that, that's how that works.
Yep.
Okay. I could have bought a million models. I tried to buy the best ones. Chevy Snap Together, Snap Fit, Jaguar, and Garage.
That's really cool.
Jaguar is really cool, but it's only 2 inches long. It's like a little matchbox.
It's so cool though.
It's got a garage in there.
Yep. It's funny out in the picture too.
27T touring street rod in there with Little John Buderas. That's pretty good. The Revel. Hardy Boys van's a good one. Some of these are complete. Some of these are not started. Some of them are started a little bit. Metal Phaeton is not that great, but still cool by Hubley. King Kong sealed, not an old one, but still goes for $70 on Amazon. Corvette Roadster is pretty cool. That's sealed. This one's new in there. AMT Gold Charger, a Penske race car. This one doesn't go for as much as I thought, but it's sealed. Stearman PT17. I think it's more of a remake, but I don't know. It goes for 30 or 40 on Amazon. Skyline is a building system construction set. That goes pretty good. All of these things we bought for somewhere about half or a little less for what they would go. The three here, the Jaguar and these other ones, we got a real good price on. So overall, I'm going to do okay on the models. I would like to do better. Halfway through the junk Jaunt, I was like, all right, I got to stop buying the junky models. I got to buy the best ones. And I started buying dealer cars instead, which is really funny.
It's funny. Dealer cars, it fits.
Yeah. This was sort of part of a deal to get it done. These Hams glasses, I don't remember what I paid, but if I sell them, I'm going to only double my money. They're the gold rimmed ones. Got 8 of them. As a set, I think they sell for $40, $50. I paid probably 20 something. This I paid $3. Nebraska 1971 Cornhuskers cheese plate, whatever you want to call it, and Oregon Trail for $15, which is absolutely new in there, which sells pretty well.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Ready to go to bed.
Time for bed, sisters. We'll be right with you. We're just about done. Okay, I think that's it. Whoops, why am I upside down? Not for you. There I am. So I think that's it. We had a good junk jaunt. I think we spent a bunch. I'll have numbers in an episode coming up later this week. What's up, Sis? I missed you. Did you miss us? And Sis got a Barbie. What? What's that called?
Cruise ship.
Cruise ship. You like it? Yeah. Sam got a Sam lock.
Yeah.
A paddle lock he wanted with an S on it for Sam.
Very fascinated by locks.
And some sort of a wheeler giggleless thing. What the heck's that thing called? Where you?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It's a magnet.
Yeah.
Do the whatever. Okay, so we will end this episode. Thanks for watching. Again, sometime this week, I think I'll probably go through the numbers of the trip and talk about the trip from a standpoint of how can you do it, how can you make money, how are we going to do, what did we spend, how many miles did we travel, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I didn't even show this. It's another little Nylint trailer that I paid a couple of bucks for. Okay. Breathe, dealer, breathe. Time to break. I'm going to put all this stuff away, print some invoices, and take a break. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. You can put your comments below if you liked some of this stuff, if you saw something you liked, or want to make a comment on an item. We appreciate the thumbs up. Pick well list off, and for Dealer, Wheeler, and Sis, we're out of here.
We're out. Hey, Wheeler.
Dealer Production.